Okay, so during COVID-19, it seems like the trend going around right now is making face masks. Obviously, the stores are running out, so people are going to using items they have at home for making masks. Fortunately enough for me, I have tons of fabric, so I started working on making face masks for family, friends, etc. There's a lot of tutorials out there, but I have found like mixing a couple of them together has really worked out, and it's actually pretty easy. I can make one usually less than 10 minutes. So here's one that I made. I'm not the best seamstress, but these are pretty cool. And when they open up, they have a little pocket, so you can put in, somebody said maybe coffee filters or something as a filtration system. And this right here is ponytailers. You know, I bought a bunch of these from the 99-cent store, so it's really useful. I figured I'd do a little tutorial to show you guys how to make these. Because the ones I've watched other people make, it seems like there's a lot easier way. So I kind of modified them. So first of all, I love the pocket. You don't have to do the pocket if you don't want to. But you need, for the pocket, you're going to need 3 6x9 sheets of fabric. So I have 3 of these. And then of course you're going to press them. Then 2 of your 6x9 sheets of fabric, you're going to fold them in half and then press them again. I happen to be using my little mini Cricut easy press for pressing. I need to get myself a mini iron. One of the kids borrowed my iron, and so of course I don't have an iron, so literally thank God for an easy press, right? Then after that, you're gonna measure in, where's my tape measure? Excuse my craft room, it's a disaster because, you know, my self-care is literally crafting, so that's what I always do. You're gonna measure in 3 inches and then make a little mark. I don't know if you could see that little mark right there. And you're gonna do it on each side. Measure in 3 inches. Then you're gonna put right sides together. Like I said, I'm not the best seamstress. People have these amazing clips. Gotta order some of those clips. I've been using just like holding it together and sewing, and then only using pins when I make my pleats. But however you gotta do it, you gotta do it. Obviously placement of my camera is not the best. So once you got your right sides together, you're gonna go through and then you're gonna sew down your middle seam and then back stitch right there. And you're gonna do that on each side. So forgive me for the noise because now I'm going to sew. And then you just wanna back stitch once you get up to that little mark. You can, you know, lift and then go down to your next mark. Oh, apparently I was going to show you guys how to make a mark and I didn't make the next mark, so that's bad on me. Not that you guys wouldn't have figured out how to make a little mark. I guess it'd help if I even had a pin to make a mark. That's good, Jen. Well, you got to do what you got to do, right? It all works out in the end. And these are so simple to make. I couldn't believe how easy they were. Okay, so then of course, you know, because I just went straight, you just cut the little strings that you got connecting them. You're gonna want to make sure you cut it on both sides. Isn't this fabric gorgeous? My best friend, I think I bought it to make her something at one point or another, and of course, because I tend to have all these amazing ideas and then I never have time. So one thing I'm very grateful for with COVID-19 is just the ability to have time. I mean, it's literally forcing the whole world to slow down. And sometimes that's not such a bad thing, you know? taking that break from everything else, because I don't know about you guys, but for me, sometimes I'm going on 1,000 and just taking time to breathe. Okay, so here's the seam, right? I don't know if you can see it. Okay, and I only did it up to my line. And then what you're gonna do, watch this. This is like amazing. You're gonna fold those out, and there you go. And now you got your little pocket. How easy is that, right? Like, that is so easy. Now, you're gonna take that and you're gonna put it, oh, first you gotta do another step. The other step I do is I literally sew right down the sides. Just do a straight stitch right down the edges. So that way, you know, people are going to be putting their hands, put their filter in and out. You want to make sure that your seams, it's not going to come undone. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. So here's one side. I don't know, maybe I should have used a white thread so you guys could see it better, but okay, now let me try the other side. Let's see. And done. Okay, so there we go. Now we have our little pocket and everything else. Then what you're gonna do, I like to look at mine and be like, okay, which side looks better? Which side do I want people to see? And I honestly feel like this side looks better than this side. There's no particular reason. I kind of think the butterflies look prettier on this side. So that's going to be the side that I face in. Now I'm going to take right side, which this is the part that's going to hit the face. And this is going to be the part that's on, oh no, this is the part that touches the face. This is the part that's on the outside. You're like, hello, Jen. Why do I want to put the hole on the front? Okay, so you're going to have them together. Now, you are going to sew all the way around the edge. And then when you get to the corners, look how easy this is. You're just going to take your scissors and cut the ponytailer and slip it into the corner. I wish there's a way I can move my camera so you can see my sewing machine. Maybe I can move my sewing machine. That would be the better idea. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I can do that, huh? Okay, although, you can't really see the presser foot very good. Okay, so I usually start about here, and I start off with the back stitch. I do, right now I'm doing like a little, like almost 3/8 inch of a seam. I guess it's kind of up to you. Some people do 1/4 inch, some people do 1/2 inch. Just depends on what you want to do. And actually, I'm just going along. It's easier for me to measure this way. There has to be a way I can get you guys down a little bit lower. That's perfect. I wonder if I can close my screen without, ooh, look at that. Okay, I have, just so you know, I have you leaning on my laptop. So here's my ponytailer, which you saw me cut, and I'm going to open up my layers like that, and then put this in the corner, which, see, not very good tutorial, is it? I know you want to see what this looks like. Now, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have the headband, the thing that's going to go over the ears. See, here it is right here, this little string. I want to make sure that it's way up away, so I only have the corner in the corner. And then what I do is I back stitch over that. And then I go turn my fabric. And I'm once again, I'm opening it up, and I want to make sure that this headband thing is way in, because I don't want it to be hit. Then once you get to the next corner, you know, lift up your fabric, find your little headband piece, and you're going to reach it. You got to stretch it, you know, these little ponytailers. put it in your corner, hold it down, and then go over it, back stitch over it a couple times because you want to make sure you really get in there, and then turn it. You want to make sure you get in there so that the, you know, people are going to be pulling on this. You want to make sure that it's perfect. I guess I shouldn't say perfect, but you want to make sure it's really like stuck in there. And I didn't cut this one. I'll cut this one for you guys. I guess I should have had like maybe done like, you know, step by step and had like pictures for you guys to see. And I think I saw one lady like clip these in, but for me that just really didn't work. Well, number one, I don't have the fancy clips. Like I said, I'm not like the best seamstress. I wouldn't even consider myself a seamstress. I'm lucky enough, you know, to grew up in a family. My mother is very creative, and so I did learn to sew, but that's not like, I can do it. I make do, but it's not like my thing, you know. Everybody has their thing. I am fortunate enough to be artsy. I get that from both my parents. Very creative individuals. Okay, so one of the tutorials I saw, you know, like a simple pillowcase, you leave the bottom open to stuff it. And I thought, why? Why even bother doing that? It absolutely makes no sense to me to do that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to grab the little head thingy, the ponytailer. I keep calling them head thingies, but they're ponytailers. I mean, it makes no sense for you to go through and leave an opening at the bottom for you to go and sit there and trim it and the whole bit, when you can just pull it through. Okay, so as you can see, there's my ponytailer coming out the corner. I'm going to cut that little bit off. You just go around, you can trim your corners, it'll help. Trim, trim, trim. The hardest part for me, my hands get kind of weak. I'm going to move my sewing machine now. The hardest part for me is actually doing the pleats. And it's fairly simple. It's just hard for me because my hands aren't my strongest, you know. So I don't know about any of you, but I have some arthritis in my hands, so sometimes it gets a little hard for me to do. So you're going to turn it inside out. And so I'm going through the hole that you can put your coffee filter or whatnot through. And so you're going to push them through. I just sometimes use what I have on hand, and what I have to help poke my corners through is a handy dandy paintbrush. I have thousands of those. Okay, so then you end up with a beautiful, looks like this. See, it didn't take that long at all, right? Now what I do is I press it just to make sure it's like